Kevin was talking about Rob, and like it's clear the offensive things he does that will really be additive to this team. How far does he have to come defensively too when he's out there? Add to the team's identity on that part of the floor that we know is so important for you guys.
Well, I mean, in all honesty, I was actually most surprised with his defense this season. I did, obviously there were times where he just got, outsized or, but he competed, and that's step one. We've seen a lot of guys that don't do that. And then, he was pretty good, like chasing, picking the right routes, picked up a lot of our stuff we do. He rebounds well for a small, and he's got kind of a knack for steals, So those are some things he can, like, hang his hat on. He's just got to be a bit more of a nuisance, on the ball and being able to get through screens and all that stuff. But I was pleasantly surprised with his defense this year.
Things that guys can show in summer league and what they can do and whatnot. Seems like to contribute during the NBA season, the biggest thing that like Finchie's gameplay discipline. Will you guys hammer into that stuff more than maybe even other summer league teams do, as far as just the general importance of it?
Well, yeah. I mean, we're obviously a defensive-first organization, which most teams try to be, but we really hammer that home. We want him to be an elite like chase guy, similar to Mike Conley, being able to put him on a shooter and just navigate through screens and be there for that reverse pursuit and all that. So we're going to be on him for sure.
Seems like everybody. Yeah. Is that like one of those key things for you guys? Like, as you try to get things that translate?
Yeah, I expect to be great on defense. Obviously, especially in summer league, it starts with transition. Transition's everything. And really, Rob's in that position a lot where he's going to have to be the first man back. So he's got to be good at it. We call that cover two. It was a football term, basically. The shot goes up from the slot, opposite slot's got to get back, which is why we always see Mike Conley first one back. So Rob's going to be in that position. You got to be able to stand your ground. We got to have some collisions at the rim, charges, whatever it's got to be. Yeah, so. And then we expect the same from TJ. It can't be all offense. It's got to be a two-way player for us. Obviously, Jaylen Clark really does, and then Leonard. And when our bigs, we should own the rim.
I'll leave it to probably. We hear a lot about the opportunity to learn from Rudy and Rocco and have talked about that. I'm curious how you've seen that over the years with him coaching maybe the other bigs. And I was even thinking with Jesse Edwards, who was here with him for a year. Like, what does that look like? How Rudy teaches?
And honestly, he kind of is one of those guys that kind of just whispers to him, so it's hard to really know what he's saying. So I wish I knew the answer to that, but probably, I don't know. Rudy makes stuff up all the time. It drives us crazy sometimes. It makes us really happy at times. So.
What about just Jesse in general? Just curious about him, and you had him here last year, here with this group. What has he been like to coach? How have you seen him develop?
Jesse, he's been awesome. He's working his butt off. His body looks great. He's put on a lot of muscle, it seems like. It was fun watching him and Johan go at it a little bit. Those two guys, they're going to protect the rim, and they try to dunk everything. But he's progressed a lot, I'm really happy we have him back on a two-way. As a player, I think he's got a place in this league.
Offensively, what are you guys challenging Rob that you guys do more of this summer league?
There he is. We want him to push our pace, run the team. If the team's not running, then he's got to outrun them, And once he picks a direction, we kind of want him to go in that direction, He's very shifty, obviously. We want him to play his game. But there are times where he's just got to go. He's got to go, and then if he doesn't have anything, he can pro baseline, whatever. But, take that next step in maturity and know where your game is going.
With Jaylen Clark, when you play two guys, there's like very much role player, 3D type of guy last season and thrived in that. In summer league, is it one of those situations where you want him to kind of hone those skills, or do you try to expand?
I think we try to hone those skills. There's places he can clearly develop. Like, I think he could be a really good roller, like a rolling small, and being comfortable playing in the pocket there. We didn't see a lot of that. We used him as a screener, but he didn't look all that comfortable, catching it in the pocket or knowing how to actually play that way. So, some stuff like that. I think he plays off the catch well already. But I think it's an area where he can develop and just get more comfortable with his shot. Relocating. He's an excellent cutter and offensive rebounder, so we'll see that. But we'll try to put him in some spots where he can be successful. We're not going to take him out of his wheelhouse, though, I don't think.
And then with Leonard, obviously you have a lot of like fives on this team. Do you see him kind of function more as like a forward wing in this setting? It was kind of like the big picture positional outlook.
Yeah, he's going to play like a wing slash Nas Julius type. Basically, if he's in the trail spot, he'll look a lot like Nas and Julius, but there will be times he'll push, and get us into stuff. He's really good with the ball in his hand, so we don't want to limit that. And he's a good rebounder, so if he rebounds, he's got license to push. He makes good decisions for the most part. So I'm excited for him. We obviously haven't seen a lot of him, so it'll be fun to watch him continue to develop.
How's his shot developed?
Man, he just makes shots. It's like he's just got a knack for it. It doesn't always look like it's, like his feet are ready or anything like that, but it seems to go in. But yeah, he's got good hands. He's got good mechanics. It's more feet.
Yeah.
Then he's got to get a little bit more into him with.
Awesome. Thanks, Kev.
Oh, all right. I'll be here tomorrow.
I was asking about TJ. And,
Okay.
this is his second summer. What do you expect from him this second time around?
Be a leader of this team. He's one of our oldest on the team. Obviously, I haven't played for a long time in college. I want to see his two-way ability. I think scoring's going to come pretty easy for him. But we want to see some decision-making out of him, too. We're going to put him in a lot of two-man actions, and it's not all about scoring. You got to get your teammates involved. But really, we're going to give him a tough task defensively, and he's got to take that serious.
When you guys drafted him, he showed up last year. But Summer League last year, you saw all the things that you were hoping to see from him, and how did that kind of carry into the regular season?
Yeah, we did. I know it was slow going because he didn't really get much time, and we all wanted to play him. We were just kind of stuck with that 8-man rotation. So we all knew he would be ready. There was no question. We were like, we got to play him. We got to play him. It was just a matter of time, and then there isn't turn back now.